Welcome everybody to this very exciting announcement from Knox College. I'm Chuck Smith. I graduated from Knox in 1984, and I'm chair of the Board of Trustees. It's a real honor to have been chair for the last 3 years during the tenure of Teresa Ahmad, just a tremendous president who has, over the last decade, moved Knox College to another level. I want to begin by thanking some folks. We are here to talk about the results of a presidential search, and it takes a village to find a college president in the best of times, let alone in a global pandemic in the middle of winter in Galesburg, Illinois. So I want to thank Tony Etz, the chair of the Presidential Search Committee, who just did a tremendous job of keeping the entire process on track. I want to thank the members of his committee, which consisted of trustees, community members, staff, students, faculty. I will say that interacting with the students and faculty who were on that search committee throughout the process just reinforced why Knox is so important to my heart and to so many people who are on this Zoom call today. And I want to thank Chuck O'Boyle, who was our search consultant, who helped us to find a tremendous pool of candidates and to bring in the best of the bunch. And our first choice, our unanimous first choice for the next president of Knox College. And with that, you aren't here to listen to me. And so I'm going to turn it over to the 19th president of Knox College, my friend, Teresa Ahmad.
Thank you so much, Chuck. And I want to echo those thanks for all those participating in this exciting process. Today, Knox celebrates Founders Day, and we remember those individuals who dared to challenge 19th century inequities by founding a college in a town that was dedicated to a new vision. And since then, only 19 people have been given the privilege of leading this remarkable institution. 10 years ago, almost to the very day, I was deeply honored to be selected as the 19th president of Knox College, the very first woman to hold the position. Today, I am so confident that the future of our beloved college is very bright because of the person to whom you will shortly be introduced in a matter of seconds, an extraordinary and visionary leader to guide the college as we continue the bold journey. Over to Tony Etz, the skilled chair of the Presidential Search Committee, Trustee Tony Etz, who will tell you what you are all waiting to hear. Tony?
Thanks, Teresa. I know everyone is excited to meet our next president, but I have to pause and acknowledge President Teresa Ahmad. She's been a transformational leader and a brave one, especially in the last year, and we all owe her our gratitude for her service. Before I introduce you to our man, and there's your first spoiler, I want to thank some people who were crucial to us arriving at this historic moment. Chuck mentioned the search committee. I will say we had a special chemistry, and it was a privilege to be a part of this group. I want to thank Peggy Ware, who organized and supported the committee. I really want to thank the students, faculty, staff, folks from Galesburg, who were a part of the community who met with the finalists. Your work was crucial and very much informed our final decision. I want to thank President Ahmad again for gracious advice at the beginning of the search, including introducing us to Chuck O'Boyle. I think Chuck, our search consultant, really got us, and I think he worked very hard to find someone who would get us too, and he succeeded, and we thank him. I want to just talk one more minute about a search in the time of COVID. There were a lot of Zooms, not a lot of in-person, quite a lot of eye strain. It was a competitive landscape, and many presidents retired in the last year. but we had a robust, qualified, and committed pool of candidates because I think Knox is a special place and a special community. We had some wonderful people eager to join our community and to lead it, but we can only choose one. And I want to introduce you to a very special man who is that choice. Our president-elect is C. Andrew McGadney. Andy is vice president and dean of student advancement at Colby College in Waterville, Maine. His name is spelled McGadney for those who are Googling in real time. At Colby, Andy oversees Davis Connects, a new global liberal arts model that infuses the pursuit of knowledge with a set of integrated research, internship, and global experiences designed to enhance the academic experience and prepare students for life after Colby. Prior to his current role, Andy served as vice president and secretary of the college, and he was the principal liaison to the Board of Trustees. Before his time at Colby, Andy was vice president for university advancement at Clark University in Worcester, Mass. For 8 years, where he led a $125 million comprehensive campaign and engineered significant increases in annual giving and in corporate and foundation support. Andy started his career at his alma mater, Wesleyan University, where he double majored in sociology and African American studies. Andy earned a master's of public administration and policy from Columbia University and a doctorate in higher education management from the University of Pennsylvania. By the way, Andy currently sits on the board at Wesleyan University. Andy's from Connecticut, met his wife Camille when they were students there. Camille and Andy have 3 children, one a senior at Colby, the second a first year at Howard University, and the youngest a sophomore in high school. Those are nice biographical notes, right? Impressive, I think. But I want to take just one more moment to tell you why we know he'll be a great leader for us. He cares passionately. He connects with people. Students, staff, and faculty all remarked on his ability to see them and hear them and respond with warmth and empathy. He has energy. He has ideas, lots of them, while understanding who we are and what we've all accomplished together already. A year ago, as the pandemic forced Colby to send their 2,000 students home, Andy led the planning and execution of a program called Pay It Northward. The goal was to get every graduating senior at Colby a job in the teeth of a recession, massive unemployment, and pandemic. Andy and his teammates roused alumni, businesses, the entire Colby community, and they placed all but a couple dozen graduates. I think about that effort, the idea itself, the success, and I think it speaks to Andy's compassion and ability and fundamental decency. I am very proud and very, very, very happy to welcome Andy now to our community. Andy, welcome to Knox.
Well, thank you very much, Tony. That was really wonderful. I probably turned my camera on too soon, so forgive me for that. But I couldn't wait. I am so honored and humbled to be named the 20th president at Knox College. It's, Knox is an incredible gem within the higher education landscape with an incredible and distinguished history. So it is really, really an honor to be here with all of you this afternoon. I too would like to start with some thanks. You all have covered all the people that I wanted to thank, but it's probably worth just acknowledging it one more time. I will tell you that the search committee at Knox, deeply committed. Anyone that's on this call should know that every single member of that committee cared deeply about the process. They asked tough questions. It was a real joy to kind of work with everyone there. And a special thanks to you, Tony, for kind of leading the effort. You did share that you were a bit of a texter, so that was true. I've enjoyed receiving all of your text messages along the way, and hopefully that continues in the weeks and months and years ahead. A special thanks to the Knox and Galesburg community. I had a chance to interact with members of the Galesburg community which was just so wonderful to have that as a part of the interview process. It gave me a really understanding of the commitment of Galesburg, and that commitment led to the Knox community as well. Faculty had great questions throughout the entire process. The students that I met, I was thrilled to engage with them on Zoom and in person. And an incredible staff was all, really wonderful to be a part of that. And I'll just add a special thanks to President Ahmad. I mean, what an incredible leadership role that you've played at Knox over time, your generosity of spirit, and you have just been really wonderful just in these transition moments. So I appreciate that greatly. And I know, as you know, Camille does as well. So thank you. And I look forward to kind of bending your ear and listening to your words of wisdom as the time goes on. I think you might want to know a few things. One, I am a passionate advocate for liberal arts education. If you look at my background, you can kind of see that. But when I was starting to look at Knox College, seeing the size of the place and understanding that, 12 to 1,200 students, it's a remarkable place to develop young minds for the future, in my estimation. I mean, I think for faculty, to do their own research, their scholarship, but to ultimately provide a high touch environment for our students is really remarkable. And I look forward to being a part of this community. As I dive deeper within the process, one of the things that I loved was seeing this incredible dedication by every single member of the community. What was really apparent were people that were living in Galesburg or within the surrounding communities that cared deeply about Knox. That's not something you see every day. And it was something that I was really hoping that I could become a part of this powerful and remarkable community. So I'm delighted to be here today. I also thought it might be helpful just to give a little additional background. I mean, I know in this environment, it's not always the easiest to get to know people, but I look forward to those moments in the months and years ahead. But I'm an only child. My parents are from Alabama. My mom was a first grade school teacher. Oh, is that right too? I didn't know that, Teresa. So my mom was a first grade school teacher for over 30 years in Hartford, Connecticut. Unfortunately, she passed away right after I graduated from college, but I was always amazed at the impact that she had on young lives. My dad remarried. He married a great, who I still call my mom too, who's a retired faculty member from Savannah State in Georgia. So I've also witnessed through her the powerful impact that education can have on young minds. And I've had the ability and privilege to serve at a number of different institutions and seeing firsthand how a great college environment can change lives. And obviously, from my perspective, a liberal arts environment is exactly the kind of place that can create postgraduate success for wonderful students so that they can be leaders in every field of human endeavor, which I believe is so important. I'm not naive to think that the road ahead is going to be easy. We all know that there are lots of challenges within the higher education landscape, from the rising cost of education to access affordability issues to income inequality. And there are tons of other kind of challenges that I haven't even touched upon, but I'm well aware of them. And I lean into those challenges because I actually believe, Knox has been here for close to 185 years. The history in the future is bright, but we can do this work together. We can ensure that we take a great institution and make it even better, but we can do that only if we all come together to make that happen. And I look forward to being a part of that process with each and every one of you. I'm not going to go on and on. I just want you to know that I am super excited to be named the 20th president, and I can't wait to meet each and every one of you, to listen to what your aspirations are, your hopes are for the future, and that we can go do this together. So with that, thank you. And I will turn this back over to the chair of the board, Chuck Smith. We'll go from there. Can't wait to meet you all.
And how do I follow that? I think all I will say is thank you all so much for coming. Thank you, Teresa, for your graciousness to Andy and Tony for chairing our search again. Tremendous level of work. And to Andy for joining what I think you will find is a wonderful, energetic, vibrant, and powerful Knox College community. And welcome to the Prairie Fire. It is wonderful having you, and will be wonderful for all of us getting to know you and work with you in the years to come. Thanks so much.
Look forward to it. Thank you. Thank you all.